It was during the time where a lot of students were still afraid to come out as undocumented. We didn't have a lot of even knowledge that there were undocumented students on campus, and I slowly started getting more students saying they were undocumented. And this was before the DREAM Act. You know, we started talking about what we can do to help students, and we had a really good group of students, and slowly they decided to form a club, but it was an underground club. It was a club that they didn't want anybody to know about. They were still not comfortable with coming out as undocumented. So they started a club, and they asked me to be the advisor. It used to be called VIDA. We started at a very small, this really small little tiny office at the Student Union. We had that center for a while, and the students ran it. Basically, I was the advisor, so I would go in and help out when I could. And slowly, our students became more open and felt safe coming out as undocumented and really starting to organize. So we've been building on that for a while. I always tell my students that are here, it wasn't just City College said, let's build a Dream Center. It was from our students. If it wasn't for the students, we wouldn't have this center right now. I think the biggest challenges were having financial support and really getting the buy-in from the college that this is really important. And also trying to, at that time, trying to reach out to more students that were undocumented that felt comfortable coming out. And slowly, as we started doing that, it became clear that we needed more support. We started doing professional development for faculty and administrators. We started doing fundraising. I think really just having the campus community realize that there is this group of students that are amazing and still in the shadows, and helping them feel safe so that we could support those students and also have the college community understand them more.
I'm an ordinary student, everyday student that comes, at the end of the day, I just come down to a student. And also, I'm an undocumented student.
I come from Guatemala. I was not born here. I am an 8540 student. A lot of us people are immigrants. We suffer from a lot of things at home, and we as immigrants don't make it around easily anywhere. It's very hard for us, and unfortunately, there isn't a legal source for us to work.
Students went to a lot of trustee meetings to get funding for the center, to get funding to get a coordinator, like Maria's position right now, to get funding for, at the time, it was before DACA, our students couldn't work. They couldn't work in their own center, so it was hard to get funding for students to work, and we started this program where it was an internship, and they got stipends, but we always had to go and get that approved. And I remember we were getting something like that approved, which was kind of small, and they said, okay, is there anything else that you guys feel like you need? And it was before we even thought about having a center, and our student Jose got up and said, yes, we want a center for undocumented students, a comprehensive center. And I was so taken back by it, but also so proud of him, and that he was somebody that was afraid to come out as undocumented, and he got up and said that. And he just raised the bar and to I don't know where we were just asking for a stipend, these jobs with stipends. And I think that was a huge moment. It was a key moment for all of us. Like, it's okay to ask for more than just these small things.
Our students are change makers. Our students are wanting to have a better future for themselves, for their families. Our students are showing up every day and doing their best to not only show up in their classes, but also in their community. They're very heavily involved in City Dream because this is an initiative that did form because of the needs that students had voiced and because students came together to build out City Dream. That's how it was first institutionalized, was based out of the student voice. So our students really show up here because they believe in City Dream. They believe in what City Dream stands for, and because they believe in themselves and they believe in the power of community. Because going to college already as a student is really hard. There's a lot going on now that makes it really challenging for students just to show up. But our students are showing up. Our students are showing up every day. They're asking to be involved, and they're wanting to be a part of this community, and they are a part of this community. And our students know who shows up for them, and we want to make sure that our students always feel like they are welcome in all parts of campus. And you know, our students, they're just like any other student. But because of the challenge that they have in not having a specific immigration status, it really leaves them with not a lot of options.
It was a frightening experience, I would say, discovering that I was undocumented, because I came here around when I was 5 years old, and I never had the concept of what undocumented meant up until high school. Even then, like, people would say it, but I didn't fully cement it until I started thinking about what my future would be, like what my college I would go to, what internships I would be. And once I discovered that I couldn't even work or have an internship that requires a social number, I discovered that there was so many things that I couldn't do, even despite feeling American, living here my entire life basically, and feeling so like hopeless that there was no other way. So once I discovered that there was actually hope through resource centers like these, that I just want to help others feel that as well.
I came here to the United States when I was very young. My family brought me when I was a kid. My family always been here in San Jose. There's a long journey behind my back. A lot of my cousins, my family was raised here. They went to school here. In my close family, I will be first generation. My mom always has this perspective of life for me, so she always bring me here. She do my best, like, to have the best opportunities for me, and that's why I'm standing here today. Like, not only for complete the journey that my mom always want for me, but also to open doors to other students, other kids that have the same journey as I have.
I just wish that all the peoples, they could educate themselves, no matter what status, color, races, ethnic. I just wish everyone could educate themselves coming to school. It took me a while to be a credit student, 5 years. I wish everyone could have this opportunity, even if you have to go through all those years, because when you study, you're educating yourself, and then when you educate yourself, it's something that no one can steal from you. It's something that you diet and you're gonna keep with all the things that you learn in school.
The support that we really build and try to sustain at City Dream comes from students telling other students about who we are and our services. We do a lot of outreach within the high schools and in community events to inform the community of who City Dream is and the pathway into helping them access the resources and tools that CCSF offers for students depending on their educational goals. So that is part of how we are building the student support, but a lot of it is word of mouth. So because of the specific population that we serve, we really rely on students telling other students about the services that they receive here. And that is something that I think our fellowship program has been really successful in so far, is that the fellowship program is actually based for students that don't have work authorization and our students here at CCSF. And through that program, they provide a lot of peer-to-peer support that really allows our students to receive support from one another and also build community within each other. That's who our students are. They are change makers. They are wanting to be a part of the change that is happening. And they are asking us to step up. They are asking us to show up for them and to provide resources and to provide information, because that is what they are needing from us. And so we need to step up to that. and make sure that we're really serving them and their families.
City Dream means for me family. It's very easy to describe because we are a family, we are a community. So if I have to say a word to describe City Dream, will be love. You feel really love here. You have friends, you have family.
We're really here to just support you and throughout whatever you decide to do. And we hope that it just feels welcoming, and it is a welcoming space. So I just hope that people know that it could be just a place where you could get your snacks and just like leave, but I really hope that it's like a place that feels fostering to others, and that people stay for longer, and we hope just build a community there. And even when people come and go, we still connect with each other, try to hang out with each other. I think it's one of the unique experiences with this cohort, which feels like it's always expanding and always changing, but feels supportive and nice.
As a student worker here, I like to help other students, and even if they're struggling with English, I'm able to help them with 2 more languages besides English if they have questions. It's also nice to tell them all the resources that we have, because we do have a counseling service, we have free legal service for undocumented students, we provide food cards, and we also provide some scholarship, and we provide transportation cards. And not only telling students, me as a student worker, but I'm also trying to take benefits of those resources, which is very helpful when you're a student and when you're an undocumented student.
It really gives me hope, that if a center like this can do that for our students, I mean, you see it, it's not a big center, it's not huge, that what really matters is who's in it and who's a part of it. And I think just reminding the students that being here is a form of activism, getting your degree is, and to keep going